Hey, Mike Brookfield's here. 2 videos in 2 weeks. Wow, what's going on? Okay, down to business. I thought would be really cool to get a Doyle video up because you know, Clapton is God and all that stuff, but Doyle, hey, you know, Doyle's there in the background just being awesome. But you know, as an artist, what fabulous albums, and what a great voice, great guitar playing, kind of hip fuzz tones. He's got it all going on. He's a cool dude. One of the, you know, great modern, you know, kind of blues rock superheroes, I think. And no wonder he's in Eric's band, you know, because Eric can, you know, choose the best, and you know, Doyle's right up there as being like one of the coolest dudes around. So without rambling too much, what I did is I fired up the old YouTube, and I thought, let's find a bit of Doyle to kind of learn. And I found that the reverb video where he talks about all these pedals, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool, because when players sit down and they kind of play like that, they play a lot of the stock phrases, you know, so not a lot of pre-worked out stuff. Like, it's kind of a bit like they're playing in a guitar shop or something. They're playing just the kind of relaxed kind of stuff that probably feel very natural and intuitive to them. So that's the kind of stuff that we want. We want to kind of steal some of that. So I took 3 of his licks. I just basically transcribed them, and then made myself a coffee and had a pan of chocolate. And now I'm going to play through them. So I'm going to learn them with you. How did I do it? Well, I stole the audio off YouTube and I put it on my computer, and then I can see it as a waveform, and then I picked 3 licks out of that whole video, and then on my laptop I could see what he was doing, but I was actually mostly using the audio because I could slow the audio down and just check with my ear. Even though I can see what's happening, sometimes, well, it's an advantage to see what's going on, but it's, you know, to use both is really good like that. So that's how I transcribe these licks, if you're wondering. And then I just wrote them down on a piece of paper, which is right there, and I'll be kind of like working with these as we kind of go through it. I'm not going to ramble too much, because I know you like to get down to the playing, but you know, what I found out very recently was I tried to get back practicing, and I wasted a lot of time playing kind of a lot of technical stuff for too long when I had an opportunity to play. Transcribing is definitely the best bang for the buck. Even if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? You'll get better at it, and but you'll have a relationship with that artist or that piece of music that nobody else has, because you'll have really got stuck in there yourself. So you know, please don't be practicing scales for 2 hours. You know, get one of these little cookery clocks, you know, and do your cycle of 5, or, you know, practice your arpeggios for maybe 10 minutes or something. When that alarm goes off, get moving, get stuck into the real stuff, you know. And I'm very, very guilty of that. I'll kind of sit and practice technical exercises, because I studied with Charlie Benakos for 9 years, so I have plenty of those that I could be practicing them all day, every day. Anyway, so just a kind of a thing I throw in there, if you're working hard on your playing, transcribing is the way forward. You know, I use that Loopster program, which is a Mac program on that you can buy. It's probably about a tenner or something like that. It's called Loopster. I use that a lot. And if you're a student of mine, you'll see me using it in every lesson. Okay, so let's get stuck into this Doyle Bramhall. Let's have a look at this first phrase that we've transcribed. Listen for those staccato. Bop, bop.
When I was younger, I would go see guitar.
Sounds like he's singing, doesn't he? Because he's a great singer. Okay, so let's have a listen to this first phrase. Can't believe I haven't talked about the fact that, you know, he's a left-handed player, isn't he? But I think he just uses, yeah, he just flips the guitar over. So when you're watching him, you kind of feel like you're not a guitar player. You can't really relate. Usually you can watch like Eric Clapton, you can go, I can see what position he's in and what fingers he's using. When you're watching Doyle or kind of like Eric Gales and that guys, you kind of go, all of that visual stuff kind of goes out the window, doesn't it? So that's why I was particularly attracted to this as well. Listen to that first phrase again there. You know, so that's pretty, you know, standard stuff. But hey, don't take any of these phrases for granted. Phrasing is everything, isn't it? You know, phrasing is just like anyone can learn the scales. Learning to phrase with them and sing with them, not so easy. Here it comes. I like that. So he's, you know, he's using the E minor pentatonic, and then he's just sitting on the ninth, and then he's kind of sliding back from the flat 7 to the 6. Which kind of just adds that, you know, Hendrixy psychedelic vibe to it. I'm just going to play that bit again, so it's like... And then he kind of... You know, I'm going to talk about my gear in a minute. So that first... So the phrasing, that's so valuable to me. This is such a good use of my time. Even teaching it helps me internalize these phrases. I don't want to be doing this when I'm soloing. I don't want to be doing that, you know. There are players that do that a lot, and let's not go there. But I don't want to be just running up and down the pentatonic scale, two notes on a string and stuff like that. I want to be creating phrases that are cool. And Doyle has them in buckets. Let's check out the next little bit.
When I was younger.
So, let's listen to all of that.
When I was younger, I would go see guitar players.
And that last bit. Standard kind of blues rock, but let's not take it for granted. So. So, you know, that's all just such cool stuff. You know, I don't have my univibe on some of these licks. You can hear he's got a univibe on, and some of them he's got an Octavia on. I'm using an Octavia here. I'll tell you what gear I'm using, will I? Octafuzz, classic, full tone, the old one. You see, I swapped out the knobs and everything on that, but it's you know, it's a great fuzz pedal, and obviously I've got the octave on there, so you can hear it. Got the volume on about 5.5 there. Roll it up a bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. So there it is. What am I using that with? I'm stacking it into a Friedman Golden Pearl, which is, if you want to hear that on its own. So when you hear me do my Clapton videos and Rory, I use that all the time because it's a very amp-like pedal, you know. You know, it just sounds like I'm playing through a distorted amp, doesn't it? You know, so okay, and then I have one of those cheap old, they came out about maybe 10-15 years ago, Fender competition delay. I bought it for about 40 quid. You'll find them very, very cheap because they're quite plasticky. But you know, they're great just because I don't really gig it. I just keep it on in the studio here, you know, and it's means my posh stuff I can gig or use elsewhere. So you can barely hear it. And it's just kind of helping me sound a little bit more like Doyle. So what have we got? I'll put this Octafuzz back on. And let's, should we go through that lick one more time? Yeah, why not? I love that.
When I was younger, I would go see.
Okay, let's check out the next one, will we? So, I'll listen to the whole thing. Yeah, that's so Doyle, that, isn't it? That little phrase that when he goes into the major, you can hear it's minor, minor, and then it's do that, and it's got that kind of major thing going on there, which is super cool. Okay, let's go through it phrase by phrase. You have to remember his tone is slightly changing all the time because he's like demoing pedals. So, but they all in the same ballpark. I'm not going to try and copy his tones. I'm just going to be fuzzy and octavey, and I'm not putting on a univibe or anything on this. So. What I like about that is the rhythmical aspect. Da daddy da da, one da da. So it's kind of really rhythmically tight, you know. So it'd be like if I was playing that, I'd probably fluff it a little bit. Maybe try and play it too quick, and it would end up with being like not a very tight sounding rhythm, but the way he plays it, he's so cool. He goes DB Abu Dun. Let's go back. Let's go back. Did I do the do? You can really hear the octave there, can't you? See if I can get back just to that lick. Add a little bit into my chart there, just to make sure that I don't. Oh, now I'm making a balls of it. Sliding up. It kind of does a little slide up to the 9 and then back to the 5. So. Oh yeah, that's really so cool, isn't it? So you're playing minor and you're being dirty. And then when you pop that kind of major sound in, a lot of people struggle to get major tonalities into the playing, but the best way to do it, transcribe, find bits, and if you press them enough, they'll get into your playing. So let's see if we can pick up that again. Cool. So that. You might think, oh, well, that's all stock stuff, but is it? You know what I mean? Is it? What would you be doing? You know what I mean? It's these combinations, ever so slightly different. We've got the devil is in the detail, you know? So, you know, the way he because he's playing the guitar differently, it's a different, you know, physical thing. The phrases are coming out slightly different. So let's check that out one more time. Yeah, cool. Let's check out the third one. How are you getting on? Leave a comment, subscribe, say hello. So this if you want to see these, the first lick is at 0. It's the very beginning of the video. The second lick is at 2 minutes, and the third lick is at 4 minutes in. So let's just go back and listen to that first bit. like that. Let's go back. Slightly, you know, a little bend on that 5. The more you get into it, the more you hear these tiny little things that really make it. This is tricky. So he's bending up 2nd string 15, and then he's doing a little slide back. You could argue he's going, but I watched the video very slow and you can see he's sliding back. But I like both. I'd probably practice both. I'd probably practice the slide and maybe practice the bend one as well. And those double stops really kind of like create, you know, really interesting harmonics and that, don't they? With the Octavia, you know, that ring modulated, you get all of these kind of like harmonics rubbing off each other. Okay. It's the thing that he's doing there. He kind of does that a lot, whereas we don't tend to do that. We might go, probably because it's positioned here, you know, you know. It sounds like a bend, but it looks like a slide. So here it is with the slide. Here it is with the bend. It's better if they slightly kind of go into each other and there isn't a kind of like a gap in between. You know, really, really cool lick. Listen to that one more time. So, you know, you're probably going, well, that's all just pentatonic stuff. Well, yeah, but, you know, they're the tools of the trade. But what you do with those tools, everybody has a different way of putting them together, don't they? So, like, you know, Doyle's very much into that kind of Hendrixy thing, and you can hear, you know, that style. Gary Clark Jr. isn't a million miles away. Maybe we'll do one of these on Gary Clark Jr. as well. So, okay, this video is getting quite long. I thought, let's do another 10-minute video, and it's turned into a 25-minute video. Please subscribe, say hello. I'm going to try and keep these videos going. Any positive feedback is greatly welcome, and I hope these inspire you to kind of do a little more transcribing. Please keep up your practice with your scales and stuff like that. I'm not saying don't practice your scales, just maybe kind of keep it proportional to the really important stuff, which is getting your hands dirty and learning you know, learning some stuff from your heroes and then putting it into your own music, turning it into your own thing. Okay, keep it happening. I'll speak to you soon.